Hello beautiful people, how are you all doing? You guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another second video. Okay, so in this video we'll be talking about housing here in the UK, both for people with families and for international students as well. So with the influx of people moving into the UK on different kind of visas, getting accommodation here in the UK has become even more difficult. So with the rising number of international students planning to move abroad, and even those planning to come to the UK on study visa, and those already in the UK but have not got admission, it is inevitable students looking for accommodation near their school, and while they're looking for the accommodation, they are hoping for the availability factor to coincide, keeping their convenience as priority. So having said that, allow me to introduce to you UniAcco. Okay, UniAcco is a global student accommodation platform which was introduced in October 2019. UniAcco is a global leader in the student accommodation industry with over 3 million beds. Yes, you heard me. And has presence in more than 10 countries. Over 6 million students from more than 144 countries have used UniAcco services and their website. They have outstanding policies which includes no university, no pay, no deposit, together with its free of charge services. And this makes it #1 choice for students traveling abroad. Hold on, that's not all. With special incentives like cashbacks, Amazon vouchers, and more, you have even more grounds to choose UniAcco as your students accommodation provider. UniAcco offers room types like studios, in suites, non-in suites, twin studios, and much more. These properties have a host of amenities including gyms, theaters, laundry, game room, and all of those kind of amenities. UniAcco also have group bookings with attractive deals for you and your friends. Okay, I will highly suggest booking as a group. That is for those of you coming with your friends. You could meet someone in the airport and the person will be in the same, situation with you. Accommodation is not done yet, but they are already coming into the UK hoping to get accommodation. So you can team up with this person and book your accommodation as a group at UniAcco, okay? And avail lots of discounts. UniAcco also have refer a friend and get a bonus. Yes, if you refer a friend, you can make as much as £100 per referral. Okay, so having said this, the link and every detail you need will be in the description. Just click on the link and check out the accommodation you are interested in, whether it's the studio, in suite or non-in suite, or even twin studios. Check out the ones you are interested in and then send them an email. They will reply you as soon as possible. Okay, so beautiful people, let's get down into today's video. Okay, so a lot of you will always come to me, Ugonma, accommodation, help me get accommodation, I'm coming with my family, I'm coming by next month, and all of that. And my answer will always be, I don't help people get accommodation. The only thing I can do is, bring you guys good news like UniAcco that can help you get accommodation, especially for international students. Okay, right now my life is so busy that those of you already in my DM, go my accommodation this, I'm coming with my family, I'm coming next month, I'm coming in 2 weeks. You guys, I've said this time with that number. I am not an agent. I can only bring you people like UniAcco that can help you secure this accommodation. Now, settling down in the UK, like a lot of people coming into the UK, obviously, like UK has been the talk of the whole town for the past how many months now, and accommodation is one thing that has proven to be like, is draining people. Like, it's draining, no matter the visa you are here on, apart from those who are here on vacation, as long as you're here on a tier 4 visa or a tier 2 visa, you must have difficulties getting accommodation here in the UK, especially if you don't have anyone. I mean, you are just coming in fresh. It's always difficult. Like, accommodation in the UK is no longer news. That is a full-time job looking for accommodation here. However, in order to make your life easier when it comes to getting accommodation here in the UK, I have some tips on how to get this tension, this difficulty a little bit lessen for you. Okay, the first thing I want to say is, if you're coming here on a student visa, I will advise you to come alone first. The time we came in here last year, the difficulty in getting accommodation has not risen up to this point. Then it was difficult getting accommodation then, but in our own case, we were lucky. We got our first accommodation here in the UK about 11 days after we got into the UK. But like I always tell people, everybody's grace is not the same. Like we got in less than 2 weeks after we came into the UK. It doesn't mean that you will get in less than 2 weeks. It's usually difficult. Most people will usually book a temporary apartment. Okay. Now, what I'm trying to say is, if you are coming here on a tier 4 visa or a tier 2 visa, there's no point coming in with your family. The reason is because you don't come stressing up the whole family, even yourself. Like, you know, when you are here alone, like, you know that the stress is just you alone. But if you are here with your family, like, your head will just won't blow because you want to provide a place for your family, right? So my advice is, you are here, if you are coming on a tier 2 visa, tier 1 visa, first of all, come in alone. With the situation of housing here in the UK, it's advisable for you to come in, you as the principal applicant, come in first, you know, get settled in, get a permanent place for you and your family, then you can bring your family over. Another thing you can do in order for you to get accommodation faster is you guys, because a lot of people will say, I need a particular kind of area. Look, when it comes to accommodation, anywhere where you see, get that place first. At this point, especially when you initially come into the UK, you're gonna take what you see. As long as it's averagely okay, I will advise you to just move in. By the time you stay there a couple of months, 3, 4, 5 months, then you'll be fully settled. And then it's a little bit easier for you to get another accommodation, because then even the agency or the landlord that is renting to you will want to know your history with, you know, it's usually a British thing. Like when they're renting accommodation for you, they want to know the place where you've lived in before. If you're just coming in from Nigeria and you say you lived in Nigeria, they don't know anybody in Nigeria. They don't know how to confirm whether we are a good tenant, or you get what I mean. So a couple of persons have come to my DM and they were like, "Come, I got accommodation in this place, and because of this, because of that, I don't like the place. It's far away from my school, it's far away from my workplace." And look, when you get these accommodations, take it, get settled in first. That is the most important thing. Then later you can, you know, start looking for another accommodation. Okay. When you say this place is far from my workplace, this place is I don't like the environment and all. Look, these are the little sacrifices you make when you initially relocate to another country. You don't get everything. Like, you don't get that comfortability that you used to get in your home country. You don't get it when you initially, there must be hurdles here and there. Do you get? So when you initially come in, no matter the accommodation you get, just take it. When you've now settled in, then you can move to another. Okay. With the cost of everything going up on a daily basis, for those of you who are coming to study inside Birmingham, those of you who are coming to work inside Birmingham, I will advise you, instead of looking for houses inside Birmingham, I will advise you to go and look for houses outside Birmingham. There are cities that are within 2 to 6 miles to and fro Birmingham. You can go and look for houses around those cities. Places like Dudley, you have Stourbridge, you have West Bromwich. All these places, houses are a little bit cheaper than what you get in Birmingham. Okay, you will see. I know a friend of mine stays in Dudley. He pays about $550 for a 2-bedroom apartment in Dudley. Yes. Right now in Birmingham, I doubt if you will get an apartment of that price. I doubt it. But you see, all these places, you probably may get, unless you are a student, you can get something less when you work with UniAcco. But if you're coming with your family, then that will be another option for you, looking outside Birmingham, because usually houses are a little bit cheaper when you go further from the bigger cities. Do you get what I mean? So if you're working in Birmingham and you are okay to spend 20 minutes or 1 hour before you get to work or before you get to your school, then we'll say consider that as an option, living around cities that is within Birmingham here. Okay. And this is also applicable for those of you living in bigger cities like London, Manchester, and all the rest of them. The next thing I want to mention is, when you are looking for a house here in the UK, also look out for the EPC of the house, unless it's a student accommodation, which usually have all bills inclusive. If you're looking for a family accommodation, then you probably want to look out for the EPC of the house. So what is EPC? It's basically the energy ratings of the house, okay? Because some houses here in the UK could have some low energy retention, okay? And this EPC is rated from A to F, yes. So any house in the UK that is rated from A to B, C, then is probably energy efficient, okay? Then from D, E downwards, then it's probably not that energy efficient. Basically what it means, because most of these UK houses are old, so some of them do not retain energy enough, and you wouldn't want to your energy bill to be going up, because right now it's currently winter and the energy bills is is on top of the roof at the moment, okay? Is on top of the roof at the moment, so you should look out for that. What you want is when you turn on the heater in your house, at least the heater, when it heats up, you turn it off, it will last you for the whole of the night, and but some houses do not retain energy. They turn the heater on, after like 2 hours, the whole place is as cold as a freezer. You get what I mean? So you will want to check out the energy efficiency of the house. Having mentioned you looking out for the EPC of the house, just note this, it's not a deal breaker. If you're looking for a house and you eventually get, probably the EPC of the house is low, probably from D, E, then it's still okay. You can still manage. Trust me, you can still manage. Because where we are staying, the energy, I think the energy is about D and it's not that bad. But you will want to, look out for houses that has EPC of B or C. I know that it's only new houses, all these modern houses that could probably have a EPC of A, because, the energy efficiency of these houses, these modern houses, is considered even from the sketching of the plans. So all these things are put in place. But if the house you are looking to rent is more than 10 years ago or more than 15 years ago, then you want to check the EPC of the house, okay? Because this EPC is also like, the energy you burn in your house, because, it reflects in your energy and gas bills, okay? If your house consumes little energy, then obviously your bills is going to be small. If it consumes high energy, then obviously your bills is going to be high. Okay, so yeah, that is what you should look out for when looking for a house here in the UK. But like I said, it's not a deal breaker. The last thing I want to say in this video before I drop this camera is, you probably may have heard of this. You that is renting a house, when you eventually get a house, please take care of that house. Do not mess it up, especially if you have kids. Don't let your kids scratch or spoil nothing, because when you be moving out, your deposit will not be refunded. Yes, your deposit will not be refunded. So you want to leave that house as clean as possible. Not as clean, because there's no way you will stay in a house for 6 months and it will not look dirty, or the paint, the colors, or something will not change. Something will change, obviously. But what I mean is, you don't want to like live in an obvious stuff, like an obvious repair. Do you understand? So when you get your house, take care of your house. If you get your house on contract and you want to leave that contract, probably you have gotten your dream place, you have gotten a better accommodation, but you already got this place on contract, then it's okay for you to get somebody else to live in that place before you move out. Okay? So while you are moving out, you have gotten someone else to replace you because you are on contract. So you don't want to leave your contract, because the moment you leave that contract and move out, when your contract has not elapsed, then all the bills will be coming on. Even though you've moved out, the bills will be coming in your name. Okay. Now, let me even mention this. So this person reached out to me and he said they have gotten accommodation, but the person, because the previous tenant there had the place on contract, but now the previous tenants don't want to introduce them to the landlord, a bit to the agency, that when they move in, they will be paying the rent to him who is the old occupant, and him who is the old occupant will not pay to the landlord. So when this man said this, I wasn't comfortable. First of all, even though the person is on contract, it's okay for the person to bring you in and introduce you to the landlord or to the agency. It's totally fine. It's totally fine, because you want your bills to be coming in your name. Yes, you want the bills of that house to be coming in your name, because now we are the new applicant. I'm putting this out there because some people will still be in this situation, because there will be time when you will go to the bank, maybe you need to open a bank account, or you need to do something in the bank and say proof of address, And when your bills, the bill of the house is coming in the name of the old occupant, then it doesn't make sense. Your name is Mr. A and the old occupant is Mr. B. So the bill is still coming in the name of Mr. B. So you need your bills to have your name. So this is what I told the man. Tell that person, because the person is there on contract, tell that person to introduce you to the agency or the landlord, so that they know that it's a new person that is there, but you are still maintaining the person's contract. Until the contract elapses, that's when they will not sign a new contract with you. Okay, as long as the person didn't finish the contract and the person brought you in, it's okay for the person to introduce you to the landlord. The kind of things happening these days, you need to be very, very careful. Okay, all right, beautiful people, this will be the end of this video. Thank you for joining me. If you watch up to this point, please try to give this video a huge thumbs up. Okay, I will see you guys in my next one. Ciao.